Minglawa. Welcome to ASEAN Women Entrepreneurship Program. Through this program, you will see the efforts of women entrepreneurs in ASEAN member states who are achieving in their respective business field with creative idea. ASEAN has over 600 million population and it is one of the largest economies in the world. In accord with the economic growth in the region, the women participation in the business sector plays one of the crucial roles. Now, women in ASEAN contribute their efforts significantly to support the economic progress of their countries through their own businesses and SMEs. You will enjoy sharing business experience and knowledge of ASEAN women, enhancing entrepreneurship and gender equality, and creating a business environment led by women through the program. It will highlight the role of ASEAN women entrepreneurs and share their experience, how they have overcome challenges for their success to the viewers. Let's enjoy the programs of ASEAN member states.
Dreams change all the time. It's important to acknowledge the power of seizing the right opportunity at the right time.
I'm a comms graduate, actually chanced upon the tech industry about 10 years ago, and it was all from a late night landing session with a friend. It was very interesting. Obviously, it's completely new in this region and it was a very exciting opportunity for me, so I decided to just go for an interview anyway, got the job immediately. 3 years later, 2015 I believe, right near the start, and took care of country management for Singapore, and today I take care of expansion for Shopback. People think I have a pretty cool job. I travel, I meet new people, I discover new cultures, try new food. All of them are true. But of course, on top of that, there is a lot more that comes together with that. It's a lot about growing teams and bringing Shopback's culture to the new markets. And of course, over the years, there are a lot of awards. One of the first one was actually a startup award in Singapore, and we also submitted for a mobile congress. And I remember that was only within our first year, we already won gold for that in Barcelona. Shopback since 2014 has expanded into 9 different countries, of course including Singapore, as well as Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Taiwan, Australia, Vietnam, and South Korea most recently. Some of the challenges I face as a technopreneur, well, actually there's just one major one, which is facing constant uncertainty. For example, expanding into a new market, you need to sort of deal with completely new cultures, new languages. The way they operate, the way you communicate with people, they all have to change. And all these little things sort of happen on a daily basis, and we sort of have to adapt ourselves to it. And to stay ahead, you need to make sure that you're also thinking about how you can improve your product every day in order for users to see you adding value to them too. So that is one of the key challenges.
So we chose Josie to be part of Shopback because I think she has 3 good qualities. So I think the first one is that she's highly competitive. Every time she does something, she really goes out of her way to want to win it.
Josie constantly challenges us because she basically sets very high standards for the team. She has very high expectations of what we can achieve for the team.
She's always so passionate and working relentlessly towards her goals, and that is really, really inspiring to us as well. So we see her as a leading example and we aspire to be like her.
I think behind every tech startup that you have is actually run by people, right? And being able to see the good in people, I think that really helps a lot. So I think that allows her to really get things started as well as to help things grow well.
Currently in Singapore, women only makes up about 30% of the workforce in the tech industry. 30%, it's a very small amount, and unconscious bias or even cultural stigmas have a massive role to play here. And this forms a really unhealthy cycle, right, that goes on, where women's confidence level is affected. And then that causes these stigmas to be formed from a very young age. And that's a really big problem. And we all know that women have a huge role to play in the future of tech. And the first step is really for women to acknowledge that this exists, and it will help to give confidence to all women to help fill the tech gap that's needed in a very male-dominated industry. So how can we encourage more women to be in tech? I think it's quite important that we tackle this right from the start, where education plays a major role. And it's just as simple as having a women spokesperson to talk about STEM-related the field of studies. So as any parent, I think, typically they always care about you by, telling you how you need to drink more water, you need to breathe sometimes, brush your teeth. I think it's just their way of telling them, that they telling you that they care about you. But what I really love about my family is that while they're doing that, they never really question my every move. Even when I joined a startup, they never sort of like asked me, why would you do that? Why would you not, take on something a little bit more stable? And of course, I guess there were always a little bit of questions, especially from my dad's side, where both my sisters were always in major stable jobs in large corporations. And it was more like, hey, you could have considered these opportunities, why wouldn't you now? But there was never anything that was more like telling me to not do it or asking me why or challenging me why. It was more of like a silent supporting role that they really played, and it was something that I really appreciated. So they definitely supported me in my entire career in the startup.
其實係冇咩特別擔心啦，因為佢咁年輕，係可以做多啲唔同嘅嘗試啦。咁亦都佢比較係容易接受到有挑戰性嘅嘢啦，咁亦都可以學習其他唔同多啲範圍嘅嘢咯。其實我冇擔心佢要做啲咩嘢啦，咁佢當然肯去嘗試啲新嘅嘢係非常好嘅，同埋佢從小咧我都感覺到佢係比較喺學習方面嘅能力都幾高，亦都好肯去接受新嘅嘢啦。咁佢亦都好有創意，佢知道我好 support 佢啦。其實係因為我都好似其實佢返工啊、去打波啊、去成啦，我都會 pick up 佢，咁佢都會感覺到我係好 support 佢咯。
She's also very entrepreneurial. I remember when I think I was like 7 or something, and that means she's 11. We would have these postcards that my mom purchased, and then she would bring me along to start selling these postcards to our neighbors. So we would go across blocks, up and down, knocking on every single door, and she'll be leading me, and she'll be asking everyone, do you want to buy a postcard from us? And there is no reason why anyone would need to buy a postcard, but it was just like something that she did. I thought it was really fun as well. So yeah, she's very entrepreneurial. I think she's a very brave person. She takes on a lot of challenges. She doesn't get bogged down by the things around her, and she's fearless in that sense because she's not afraid to fail, and she tries out a lot of different things without that kind of worry, which I think is what separates her from a lot of other people.
My advice for women who really want to enter the tech industry is really try not to please everyone, because it really gets you nowhere. And if you know what you want to do, focus on that and really just try your best to get that done. And if you really want to go into it, find out more about it, talk to people about it, get advice about it, and that really, really helps you out in the first place. All back to my first point about confidence levels, which is what support are schools giving you? What information are your parents giving you? Are you getting the consent that you need? If you want to do it, you're interested in it, get into it. And that's your personal choice to make. And I feel like that really, really helps and to make a huge difference.
My life philosophy is, can't is not an option. This helps me to continuously try, fail, learn, and hopefully succeed. And the mistakes I make will always remind me to stay humble.